ever felt like you're living someone else's definition of success, then maybe it's time that you stop trying to fit a mold that wasn't made for you. Today, we're going to talk about it. If we haven't met yet, my name is Isabel, and on this channel, we talk all about embracing your weird in order to build a better brand, business, and life. So let's go. Most life design advice starts the same way. It assumes that we all have access to the same resources. We have the same energy, we have the same 24 hours in a day, we have the same problems, we have the same money, we have the same time, and that's just not true.
So before you lie about lying.
And what happens is if you're neurodivergent, or you're just sensitive, or you're introverted, or you're creative, or you're just weird, because this is the channel for weirdos, right? That advice doesn't fit you, but you might shame yourself into thinking that you're the problem when you're not. You're just trying to fit a mold that isn't made for you. We try so hard to squeeze ourselves into this, even if the goal doesn't feel right, it doesn't excite us, even if the routine is exhausting for us, even if we feel like we're just gonna crumble at any moment, we just keep going and we keep doing it. And the reason why is because we're following advice that was not meant for us. It was meant for someone else. So what do we do about that? Well, I want you to think about, instead of adapting to the life you want to live, I want you to build the life around you, around your constraints.
Gotta write that down.
How do we do that? It starts with self-awareness. And I don't mean like abstract journaling about what your purpose is in life. I mean true hard self-awareness, okay? First thing, energy mapping. What kinds of things fill you up with energy and what kinds of things drain you? You know, someone might have an influx of energy washing dishes, while for someone else, it might be a completely draining activity. And this happens with everything. My husband prefers hanging up laundry. I prefer folding laundry. Hanging up laundry drains me more than folding does. Him, it's opposite. And that's okay. What drains you? What fills you up? But also, what kinds of rest refill you the most? Is it creative rest? Is it physical rest? What kind of rest are you craving? Does social interaction drain your battery, or does it fill you up? Any kind of energy related question that you can ask here is going to give you clues into how you can fit things in your life. For example, if social interaction is something that drains you, then you should plan for having a rest day after a day of social interaction. So if you have a wedding on Friday, maybe don't think about going to brunch with the girls on Saturday morning, right? The second thing is awareness of your rhythm. What are your natural cycles, your creative peaks? Some people have more energy at night. Some people have more energy in the afternoon. Some people have it in the morning. Some people have more energy to do really intense tasks in the morning, and they still have energy in the afternoon, but it has to be lighter tasks. Some people are the polar opposite. They need a slow morning and they get more active afternoon.
You are really not a morning person.
Back off! Track your natural cycles. Like, spend a week actually writing down every half hour or so, where are my energy levels right now? What do I feel like doing? Sometimes creative work is best left for a certain time of day or a certain time of the week. Same thing goes for, maintenance tasks and cleaning tasks and work, and anything that you want to do. Paying attention to your rhythm gives you a real good look at what comes naturally to you, which ties into the energy, because then you can tie your natural peaks of rhythm and energy to the things that drain you and the things that fill you up to create a more powerful system, if that makes sense. The third thing are your sensory or your environmental needs. Do you work better in a quiet space, or do you need some kind of white noise or background noise when you're working? Do you work better in a cluttered space because for you, clutter brings comfort and it feels cozier? Or do you work best in a blank slate space? Do you work best with the big light on, or do you need more mood lighting? These kinds of things and knowing what your sensory needs are is really helpful to set up a life that works around you and around what you need. Sometimes, certain lighting or having noise canceling headphones or earplugs even can change the way you work and the way you do things on a daily basis, and can also change how much those things fill you up or drain you. I know that for me, I'm really sensitive to noise, so if I'm working in a really noisy environment, I tend to get tired a lot faster than if I'm working in a silent environment. It is what it is. And then come your values and your priorities. Many people feel like their life is okay, it's fine, but it feels off. And the reason it feels off is usually because their life was made or built around efficiency instead of alignment. Asking yourself, what really matters to me right now? What things am I doing that go against my values and priorities? What am I pretending to care about because I think I should, but I don't actually care about? What actions can I take to live more in alignment with my values? Your values are your compass. They tell you where to spend your energy and where to direct your energy to live a more fulfilled life. And those are the 4 things that I want you to look at: your energy, your rhythm, your sensory and environmental needs, and your values and priorities. This thing, your brain, your health, your family, your situation, your sensory, your emotional habits, they aren't problems to fix. I'm gonna call them design features, okay? They're design features.
Turn your bug into a feature.
Let's imagine that you are remodeling a home. You bought a house and you're leaving the structure as is, but you're remodeling it. And you find a wall and you're like, I don't like this wall. I think the room would look better without this wall. Except, small issue, it's a load-bearing wall, which means that if you knock it down, maybe not immediately, but eventually, the whole house is gonna come down. Would you knock it down? I know I wouldn't. And sometimes that's what we do with our lives. These things that you answered in the questions, like I asked before, these constraints are your load-bearing walls. You can be without them, but eventually the whole structure is gonna come crashing down, and you're gonna be left among the rubble, wondering why rearranging the furniture didn't fix it. And that's what I mean when I say you have to build your life around this. You have to build your life around those constraints to make your life as ideal as possible for you. And I get it, that's hard, because choosing alignment over approval isn't easy, especially when you feel like everyone's looking at you and waiting for you to do better. But a lot of that judgment is coming from your own inner voice. And that's a topic for another video, but we need to learn to be kinder to ourselves. We need to learn to be more compassionate with ourselves. And we need to learn to build our lives around what we actually want and what we actually need. For me, it took a lot of trial and error, and I'm sure it will for you too, because that's part of it. When I first started my business, the mental image I had in my head was going to a new coffee shop every day to work, because I love trying out new coffees. I love trying new treats and pastries and things. And so in my head, I was like, that's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna pick a coffee shop, wake up in the morning, get dressed, grab my laptop, go to that coffee shop, work for a few hours, then come back home. And then the next day I get to do the same thing, but in a totally different coffee shop. That sounds great. Except I get so distracted in coffee shops that I get no work done. Because every time someone walks into the coffee shop, I'm like the dog from Up, Doug. That's like, squirrel. That is how I am in a coffee shop. Plus, if it's a noisy coffee shop, the noise, which I already mentioned before, really affects me. And so it turned out that working at coffee shops wasn't really a good thing. So I had to change it. I still love going to coffee shops. I just don't go there to work. I go there a lot of times after I'm done working as a treat to myself. Meetings. I used to have client meetings every day of the week because I would fit my schedule around whatever my clients needed. Now I only accept them on one specific day of the week. And the reason for that is that meetings drain me. I love my clients. I love the work I do. But social time, social interaction is something that tends to drain me. And so meetings drain me. I also suffer from something called like waiting time, in which if I wake up today and I have a meeting at 3, I barely get anything done until 3 because I think I'm going to forget that I have that meeting at 3. Moving it all to a single day meant that all of that mental energy was put together in a single day of the week. And the rest of the week, I could focus on other things. And I wasn't expending all of that mental energy waiting for a meeting to happen. Meal prep, right? A lot of people meal prep weekly. I meal prep once a month, and then I do like top-ups during the other weeks. Because if I have to do it all every single week, I don't do it. I feel like I'm losing my Sundays. I want to rest on Sundays. And so I don't mind doing a 30-minute meal prep to get some things cut up for the week. But spending all of my Sunday or 6 hours of my Sunday meal prepping everything, I don't want to do it. But doing that once a month and then doing a 20-30 minute meal prep at the end of each week, that's doable. Again, that might be the answer for you, or it might not be. You might love working at coffee shops. You might love having meetings every day at the end of your day because it closes out your day, or at the beginning of your day because it starts your day off right. That's you. I'm sharing things that I've learned about myself, and both are okay. But you've got to figure out what those constraints are for you so that you can build the best life possible for you, not for someone else. And that's all I have to say today. So let me know in the comments, what's one small shift that you think you can do, whether that's with your energy, with your rhythms, with your values and priorities, or your sensory and environmental needs. What's one of those constraints that you have identified and something you can do about it? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. A lot of the people who watch these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. This is a really small channel, but I do make new videos like this every single Friday, and I would really appreciate your subscription. And until then, stay wild, stay weird, and I'll see you in the next one.